Traders, happy weekend. It is Saturday. It's pretty much midday. A little bit after, actually, 12:37. So what I'm doing here is I can't really do a trade recap in regards to the live markets. I've done a few trades on backtested this week, which I will go into. I'll probably make a video on that tomorrow. I'm going to do some more today and go into a bit of an in-depth explanation of my system and what I'm doing, because it has been, and it can be a little bit slow in regards to trend trading. So it is handy to have something else going on as well to capture smaller moves, which is what has sort of been happening in regards to the Forex markets recently. Although, the USDCAD, the Euro, and the US dollar in general has been pretty explosive the last couple of days, especially Thursday night and then early Friday morning. And I'll just discuss what I'm looking at to trade next week. I'm just going to sit this quickly. So, if you haven't watched the channel before, welcome. I'm Scott Andrews. I'm not a financial planner, expert, anything like that. I'm self-taught in regards to Forex. I've learned a few things from different people, but yeah, I find myself trading, as you can see, with naked charts here. So I don't really delve into indicators or anything like that. To me, all I really care about is the price action, support and resistance levels, which I established on the weekly time frame, and that's sort of it. So, and I've got a 55 and 20-day moving average here. So as you can see, the weekly chart here, it is uptrending. But I just wanted to show the weekly time frame here just to see how this candle closed. So it did close through that resistance level, which was a little bit of point of concern for me. As you can see, there was this candle that I missed. There was this candle. This was pretty key. This would have been the 9 a.m. candle. So it just continued to run, and I couldn't see the hourly. I had a nice engulfing candle. That is an engulfing candle right there. That's on the hourly though, but that is pretty sweet. I mean, what I have looked at before is when it comes back down and bounces off the resistance level, and once it bounced up, that becomes support. It didn't really do that, but it is a zone, and it's not an exact science. So it's definitely in the lower 131 level. Obviously, this is, you could say, is pretty much 131. It's 130954, but it's quite close. That's not too many pips. If we just catch it there, so it's like 23 pips. So it's not too bad. Now, okay, so we go to the 4 hourly. What I'd like to see, not tomorrow, on Monday, is some sideways consolidation, tight range, and then it continues on, or it sells off and bounces off the support level. Would be really sweet. And then we'll sort of go from there. So definitely the main watch, and the Aussie dollar as well. So there is the 4 hour. What I will do now is just bring the weekly up, and so we're quite far to the next support level. So the USDCAD is better because there's more room to the next zone. So when you get to a zone, it causes some interaction and it could bounce in a bullish sense. So that's why I'm watching that. So we're talking nearly 100 pips, 102 pips. So it's worth watching. You disregard the 4th decimal place. That's why I want to read that. That's why. So it's not 1,000, it's just 102. Okay, just to clarify. So I'll do that again. So if you're doing it, you just you just use the 2, and then if it goes to the 4th, it's only 102. All right, so there's a little bit of room to go. The weekly closed. This is bearish, and obviously that's pretty bearish too. But the Aussie's a little strange sometimes. It can really get quite range bound. So I feel like my money's going to work for me a little bit better with the USDCAD. In regards to that, there's quite a bit more room. So we'll get this up here. So it's like 350 pips. So what that means is there's just a lot more room for it to go. Because on the Aussie dollar, will it continue to sell off? Highly likely it will, but there's just less room, and then it will probably bounce around and it could get range bound. So I'm really going to eye off and pay close attention to the USDCAD, more so compared to the Aussie dollar. Now everything else isn't particularly appealing to me. I mean, if we get the weekly up here, it's neither, you know, nay or yay. It's sideways on the 4 hour. It's pretty sideways, and the daily, it's not that appealing. So there's a lot of work required to warrant that as a sell. So I watch the ones that are the best quality setups, and I would say this is not from a longer term trend trading perspective. Okay, so I'm not saying it's not trade worthy for other systems. Just if you are watching this and you're a fellow trend trader, that's sort of what I'm pitching it towards when I say good or bad setup. And that's from extensive back testing as well, of around 10 of the pairs. Again, using Forex Tester 3. There are other softwares out there. I'm familiar with Forex Tester. I've used 2, now I'm using the 3rd version. So, and USD yen. It's talking about the USD yen as well. But really, the main point I want to get across is I just wanted to show you how I differentiate, you know, a pretty good setup, Aussie sell, compared to the USD CAD. And that's the video, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.